Professor Fred Ogolla, I'm the leader of Linda Jamii. We are releasing a press statement concerning the intrigues that led to General Francis Ogolla's death that are highly questionable. We have had very many eulogies that the General Francis Ogolla was well prepared for his death, but I wondered why he was not preparing for retirement, which was surely coming in May 2025. Why was he preparing for his death? And yet his medical records demonstrate a very healthy general. I've been trying to reach out to Mr. Peter Muranga, who is the chair of the 7-member committee charged with investigations, but to no avail. I've also tried to call mainstream media to give the information I have, but no media house seems to be interested, as they say they have been told by the state to avoid that matter as we stare at the incoming shambolic report from the Muranga-led team. There are some information that I must reveal, even if they might disturb the family, but I beg your pardon, it is worth revealing for the public to question and call out the state on the General Ogolla's suspect death. At Linda Jamii, General Ogolla's death is an incident until proven as an accident, since we tend to see more signs of assassination than an accident. We have received a lot of intelligence from very concerned Kenyans in very senior ranks in the military and air transport. They really want to know the truth and call upon Linda Jamii, the only organization that can be referred to as the most authentic and independent voice on matters of public interest. Dear to me is the president, but dearer still is the truth and justice for General Ogolla and Kenyans at large. There are very questionable incidences that leads to ruling out accidents pointing toward a planned assassination that General Ogolla seemed to have been aware of, but didn't disclose probably due to the professionalism military code of conduct that he held so strongly unto death and beyond. The easiest way to eliminate an enemy, if their easier prey begins with food, love, affairs, and alcohol. General Ogolla seemed to have escaped this because General Ogolla was perceived to be faithful to his wife and family, no matter no claim has been registered so far of anybody claiming any affairs that led to extramarital affairs. He strictly preferred to eat at home, where we have reliable information. He cooked for himself at home for the precaution. The general avoided the bottle until it could be for symbolic purposes. So these ones were all done for self-precaution. The first incidents of note took place on 16th of April 2024. On this day, a Nigerian acclaimed pastor arrived at the Wilson Airport's National Air Support Department, NASD, shortly before 11 a.m. and stayed with General Ogolla till 2 p.m. General Ogolla had arrived in a suit, not on his official military attire, but he was in his official CDF motorcade. This same so-called pastor had come for these similar prayers last year in June and July. There are so many things that would worry any investigator regarding this 16th April incident. Why did General Ogolla ask for his sword to be brought from the car to the room where he was meeting the said Nigerian pastor? I would ask CCTV cameras and Google Earth videographic footages to prove me wrong on this. Why would anyone pray for the sword? Why did the Nigerian ride on a Mercedes Benz with 3 chase cars, 3 black Toyota Prados? We would also want to know who are the 3 other strangers in the entourage of the Nigerian pastor. Again, CCTV footages and Google Earth videography, which I think are available at the National Air Support Department offices, should also prove me wrong on this. Fourth, what nature of prayers were these that took place at the National Air Support Department in full view of Brigadier Edgar
P. Lopokoit? Let him deny with the CCTV cameras and Google Earth videographic evidence that these incidents did not take place. General OGOLLA, instead of traveling on 17th of April, traveled on 18th April, because it was planned for him to travel on 17th, actually traveled on 18th. Since the food given to him by a restaurant at the National Air Support Department, operated by a woman so close to the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, gave him food poisoning. To this effect, Linda Jami got details from a senior military captain whose name is held under witness protection that he had food poison, not that he was poisoned, he had food poison that stopped him from traveling on 17th as scheduled, but later now traveled on 18th. The second incident was on 18th April, whereby it is claimed that the chopper he was to use from Isli Air Base was claimed to be defective after it went to Voi and back. They brought another chopper, which the same military captain confirmed was even more defective. According to the captain, the plane came down but experienced a bang trying to take off. He suspects the bang was external. Probably the plane, that plane did not take off, but it was a bang from outside, so this was a shot at the plane. The third incident is, why did other gallant soldiers' body be taken to the Lee Funeral Home while OGOLLA's body stayed at Forces Memorial Hospital, the so-called Heroes Palace? Fourth is about the suspicion around OGOLLA's funeral rites. No one has seen the will, but is only claims from the state and the family, which at the moment cannot be trusted whether they are speaking for the fallen general or for the state. Can they make this OGOLLA's will public? With which lawyer was it deposited? Like mine is family with my lawyer. How come there is no notable envoy that attended General OGOLLA's funeral at even Ulinzi barracks where the funeral took place, or sent condolences to Commander-in-Chief for having lost his 4-star general? No ambassador attended the requiem mass at Ulinzi, nor Sierra funeral. No serious notable condolences were sent throughout the country and from our diaspora friends. Fifth, is the investigation team being appointed by the Minister of Transport instead of Minister of Defense? Military can only be investigated by military, and by virtue of public interest, which we can call civic interest, adding an independent investigative body adds credence, but it has to be a body that is military affiliated. The United States has a Defense Criminal Investigation Service. Of more concern is the fact that as I speak, the engine, the gearbox, and the black box of the fatal aircraft is to be flown to the US tonight by some technicians. Why haven't the government disclosed this to the public? And how come the investigation team has not even made a press statement on the rules of engagement, but there is hurry to ship these valuable instruments out of the country? In conclusion, for us at Linda Jami, This OGOLLA death remains an incident until proven as an accident. We therefore call upon the CS Transport, Mr. Murkomen, to disband the 7-member team in order for the Defense CS Duale to appoint military experts, and then the civil society should join, the family and the religious organizations also to nominate experts to the committee for transparency and accountability for Kenyans to have faith in the final outcome. Public participation is enshrined in our Constitution of Kenya for such process, and therefore should not be taken as a cosmetic exercise. Since there has never been any investigation that has ever concluded pointing at an assassination, call it Tom Mboya, call it Robert Ouko, arguing scholar, you can name any other person that you have thought of. Since independence, we also suspect this will go down with the same excuses that was air transport accident, as the suspects in the assassination have been saying. In that regard, we call upon Kenyans to keep in mind the 3 tenets of public inquiry in an acronym ABC, where A means assume nothing, so Kenyans assume nothing about this. B, believe nothing, so we're not going to believe anything. And lastly, check everything. We're going to check everything until we believe that justice has been done and justice has been perceived to have been done.